Good morning, my name is Gina Whitehead. I am recently retired from a global Fortune 100 insurance company where I spent about 21 years of my career supporting both the business and the IT organization. We had communications departments. That's how critical it was. We formed communication consultant roles that were assigned to our various executives and our various groups in IT and on the business. And as those roles and those responsibilities evolved, it became more critical that we as employees and consumers of information, as well as presenters of information, we had more responsibility to tell our own story. So if you think of an example, a group in IT wants to implement a new product, they would come to our executive team for either an introduction to it, an overview of it, to an approval of it. So telling that story became more on the shoulders of those people, from frontline employees to executives. It was important to be able to have a way of improving our communications as an organization without being formally trained in communications, in marketing and advertising. If you think about IT, the work that they do is so detailed and technical. And it's easy for them to tell their story of minutia and technicality that is not always understandable to the people of, let's say me, that trying to understand what you're trying to do, whether it's implementing a new system or making upgrades to a system. So there was always a challenge of, oh, we're doing this thing, it was this amazing thing. And I would be like, you gotta tell that to an audience that's going to understand it, first of all, and be interested in it, without going down the rabbit hole of sharing every gory detail of the technical aspects of it. The executive team really wanted us to have you come and have a conversation with us to tell your story. And that's not easy when you're highly, highly technical. It was critical that we found the balance. Before we had the opportunity to work with Prezent, it was PowerPoint. And as much as people would want to get away from PowerPoint to maybe it's a 6-pager, or maybe it's a 1-pager, or maybe it's a spreadsheet, at the end of the day, everybody came back to PowerPoint because it was a safety. It was a way to tell their story without having to say a lot, because they could put pictures and slides and fonts on there. In the IT organization, not everybody's a PowerPoint whiz, okay? People can code all day, but you try to put a slide together and it is like the biggest challenge. There was a lot of back and forth with content, and it was weeks. It would take weeks. It would take a month of preparation to come to that meeting at the beginning of the month. That's a lot of time and a lot of process, and it just was so cumbersome. It could be exhausting. When our CIO EVP met Prezent, he came to me and he goes, "Oh, you missed such a great meeting. I saw this product," and he loved new technology. He was so excited about this product that he called me immediately and he goes, "Gina, I want you to meet with these guys. I want you to see what this thing can do." He goes, "You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. I loved it." And he said, "Go ahead and meet with them. Let me know what you think." I saw the platform and immediately thought of the thousands of us that are sitting in PowerPoint hell for 30 days prior to a meeting. I could immediately see the value. Obviously, magical is the word I use all the time for this platform. And then we had a couple of people test it out. We were like, we have to do something. And I went back to our EVP and I said, we're doing it. We have to try it. And he's like, go ahead. And we did the pilot. And we had some real super users. The time that it saved us just in the first couple of weeks of pilot was hours, felt like weeks and months. And I'll never forget the phone ringing off the hook. Please don't take this away from us. The ease of use, the intuitiveness of it. You have an idea, but you don't know what the hell it's gonna look like. We had all the data, but again, back to storytelling, when we started out, we really sold this to our employees as a better way to tell their story. So they could take their ideas, their spreadsheets, their Post-its, their napkins, and get it into a slide. I can remember we had interviews and surveys and focus groups with our pilot team and then users during the rollout. And magic was the word that just kept coming up because we couldn't believe how much time we saved going from an idea to an actual one-pager or even 3 to 5 page deck. And we had one girl, I'll never forget, and she would be like up all night. I would get emails and IMs from her in the middle of the night. I am so happy, this has saved me so many hours. She was just like, this is the best thing ever, please don't take it away from me. And I think the value was obviously the efficiency. We saved hundreds and thousands of hours in productivity. It was 85% when I left, hitting about 90. Now, it's 85% before I left, and we hadn't even had all of the people using it yet. So that was another thing that I loved about the platform is I could actually see those results in it and run reports and then deliver those messages to the executive team because they wanted to hear high level how it was going. So 85% off the bat was absolutely huge and was like $1.5 million in savings of productivity. And that's huge. That's huge for a small amount of users. Can you imagine if everybody was bought in and 5,000 to 10,000 people were using the platform, which could happen any minute. But we did see immediate gains and continued to see those gains as the months went on. I would say stick to your value proposition. What do you want your organization to gain? What is the voice of your customer? Focus on the value-added responsibilities of your work and let the AI and machine learning do the work for you. Because in these generations and as we move forward, it becomes less about actually getting in there and making a template. Nobody cares. They want to hear your story. They want you to come to the table with a value proposition and what it means to them, and then get your yes, and then leave the room. And use the products and the services and the tools to make our jobs easier so that we can move on to bigger and better things and more successes in our roles. Probably 100. I don't think 10 is high enough. 100% of the time, I would say use it. And if you're doubting use it, try it. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, 100. I just think Prezent, and all of the magic that platform can do is just the wave of the future. I don't think people should leave home without it.